What's up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today playing some more Total War Warhammer 2. Our Markus Wulfhart Vortex campaign. Everything is going great, guys. I have a ton to tell you. Things that happened off camera. Things that are happening in real life. But before we get to that, let me just say thank you guys so much for the support you've shown for this series. I know there are a lot of other people out there right now doing similar content. I just wanted to say thanks for joining me for our particular playthrough. So, alright, so this is what happened, guys. First off, my son was sick. Okay, he was up all night last night throwing up. You know, if you're a parent, it always sucks to see your kids not feeling well. And he was really not feeling well. I actually just took him to the school to go get my daughter from school today. It was picture day. And he threw up at the school. So he's just he wasn't doing well. And I was about 35-40 minutes into a recording earlier today, and he came in, he wasn't feeling well, so I stopped and, you know, talk to him. I thought about it, just editing some stuff together, but anyway, at the end of the day, I decided just to go ahead and reset. We'll do some stuff together, and I'm not altogether unhappy to do that, because I have a lot of stuff to tell you about what my impressions are about fighting these frickin' orcs, guys. Oh my god, they're just miserable. So before we get too ahead of ourselves, well, I'll talk about that in a second. Let's go ahead. I think at the end of the last episode, I said we would talk about Yorick Grimm. So let's do that together. Let's read his Chapter 1 blurb, which by now, like I said, I've read a couple times. The Lizard's Bane. So the colonists have long known about lizardmen mining convoys that regularly travel along established trails in the deep jungle like clockwork. They transport some sort of glossy black raw material that resembles obsidian, the dense metal that the wizards of home know all too well for its anti-magic properties. There was some concern when these convoy movements inexplicably stopped, perhaps now taking different routes, if not ceasing altogether. I was unconcerned, but apparently the lizards don't change their ways without very good reason. To appease the colonists, I sent out an expedition to investigate the old trails, and they soon returned with a captive, a skink, one of the convoy overseers. When our Saurian translator asked the skittish creature about the black material, it held its forked tongue. Further prodding with my hunting knife made the creature reveal something about a short-bearded warm blood, makes sense, that had been repeatedly stealing from their convoys, forcing them to change their routes. What is a dwarf doing this far from the spine of Sotek Mountains? This Dowie is either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid to be harassing the lizardmen on their own turf, but is getting away with it somehow. Credit where credit's due. So, the coolest thing about this is that apparently Saurian translators exist. There's just some like Empire dudes who can speak lizard somehow. So, in order for us to complete the next objective, we need to have access to iron and timber. If we look at these guys, we need to raid the Vampire Coast for his. Reach rank 5 with Kalara. And with Roderick, we need to capture and occupy Juan Wopek, which we will certainly do at some point. So, what are we doing this turn? Well, we are going to start off. Well, let me show you this stuff, guys. This is nuts to me. So, when I was playing my campaign and recording it for you guys, I noticed a few things. First off, what are you guys up to? Do you like me? You like me enough to give me some money? Not quite, but we probably could make a contract with them. But I'd be willing to bet they would love it if I attacked those orcs. So let's wait a second and see if maybe they like me a bit better in a minute. But what shocked me, guys, was that in my playthrough, after I resolved this, Nakai asked me for a peace treaty. So apparently, the Skaven are beating the heck out of him. Let's see what he'll take. I think he took 900, yeah. So, the entire campaign is about us facing down with the Great Spirit of the Jungle, Nakai. And we got a peace treaty with him on, like, turn 9. So, kind of weirdly anticlimactic, but I do like knowing that he's not going to come up from the bottom of the map and wreck my empire at any given second. Also, next turn, we know that we're going to be adding someone to our roster. So, let's go ahead and let's get rid of one of these archers and make some room for Kalara to get in. And that way we're not paying the upkeep for that unit. And we also know that we're going to be bringing up Hertwig. So let's bring him up. The idea for us now is to get to Tlon-Loxla. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly, guys. But so this is how the sequence of events played out for us off camera, right? I attacked here. It was an extremely difficult battle. It raised my hostility level to extremely hostile. And then I had an event where, well, I had an event previously where it raised my hostility level, and it was all the way up to here, severely hostile. So then I got attacked by a full stack of savage orc warriors with cav and big guns and everything, and they had plus 15% weapon strength and plus 8 leadership, and I ran out of ammunition before I could kill them all and died. Also, we ended up taking a fight on a bridge map where the bridge itself was not on our side. The orcs had the bridge, and we deployed so far away that they were able to, or, well, we didn't deploy that far away. Our deployment zone was so far back that the orcs were able to rush across the bridge and get to us before we were able to set up some sort of defensive formation. So everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Fighting savage orcs, I have learned, is a bit of a meme for this campaign. It's bad, guys. We're going to try and beat them. I still think it's the right course of action, but we're going to have to be very smart about it. And I think without any further ado, was there any other diplomacy we can engage in? Probably not. Let's just go ahead and, and before I forget, we also wanted to read this. So how did we, meet Yorick and get him to join us? It says, finally contact was made with the spine of Sotek dwarves. They're a strange lot, and it took quite some time for you to convince them your intentions were not belligerent. Once you described who you were seeking, the throng's leaders told you it sounded very much like the master engineer Yorick Grimm, a secretive dwarf who has spent long periods of time outside their hold. It was unclear to his kin what Yorick was doing on his forays, nor did they bother to ask. After being introduced to Yorick, he agreed to join your cause, but something tells you this eccentric dwarf's services may cost you a little more than a mercenary's reckoning. Okay. So we've managed to meet him and recruit him. And we could take a look at our missions. And one thing I was able to do that I thought was pretty smart before I, like I said, got interrupted, was I recruited another lord. So if we take a look at our lord options, they might be the same. Yeah, so I remember him having his campaign movement range, which is something I value highly. You'll notice these guys are level 4 as opposed to level 1, and that's because they receive bonuses from Markus's lordly traits. So the guy I ended up going with was Aldebras Fluss, and that's because Regal is an amazing trait to have. +4 public order basically makes it so that our hometown of Temple of Tin Can is what I'm going to call it, doesn't end up like going behind our back and causing all sorts of problems with armies being spawned. So that's important, because if we're going to be expanding with our main army, we can't have someone back here, causing problems. So we're not going to do it this turn, but when we do it, it's going to give us 500 gold, but our income will be significantly less. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and pass this turn. Sorry for the long setup, guys, but that's kind of where we're at right now. And like I mentioned, fighting these dudes was miserable. But I have a plan. We're going to make good use of Markus's ambush stance, and we're going to try and bait them into a more favorable attack for us. Okay. So the migration. A great migration comes to our borders demanding shelter from larger threats abroad. Do we let them cross into our territory or turn them away? So do nothing, nothing happens. If we do this, we have to accept, basically this is -15 public order over time, but it gives us a reduction in recruitment cost and growth for 5 turns. And that growth adds up to 75 growth. So, I mean, I think we can handle it. Oh, and then we also have riots in the Empire. A spate of riots has broken out across the Empire due to recent tax rise. The increase has been introduced as a way to help generate more funds for your expedition and the New World colonies, but is putting a number of people into severe financial hardship. Though there is no real danger of insurrection just yet, you are contacted separately by the electors of Ostermark, Wisenland, and Reichland who seek your backing on their chosen course of action. Which suggestion do you support? So, when this came up to me last time, I chose spread propaganda. Or this version of it. I think it was at a different event, actually. It was something to do with a ship being sunk. And I decided to increase my hostility level. Big mistake. So the tech that I'm building towards is to give us double supply next time it drops. So I thought, you know what? I was being smart, I thought. Let's increase the hostility level. Let's get those supply drops coming in quickly. We'll get double every single time. We'll steamroll this campaign. But those bonuses are too much for us to overcome at this point. Our units are not good enough. So we need to take one of these negatives. Imperial supplies delayed. I don't want that. Income from ports. Lessened by 10%. Ports don't give us anything. So I think we're going to reduce taxes and increase our standing with Wisenland. I don't remember which unit Wisenland gives us. Reichling gives us the Karlberg Greatswords. Ostermark I don't remember either. But Wisenland I'm not so sure. Is it the steam tank? I don't know. But either way, we're going to go with reduced taxes. And we could take a second here. These are our regiments of renown. That's not what we want to look at. We want to look at these imperial supplies, but it's not really giving us the ability to look at those units right now. That's okay. So we take the tiniest income hit, really insubstantial. We're currently sitting at minus 10 public order a turn. We can't have that. So we will recruit that lord now. We're sitting on a huge stack of gold as well, which is great. And we gained another follower, so her chance to assassinate, which was already pretty good. We could pump her ability to assassinate. You know what? I think we also had... Yes, we had the hunter, and we're going to need this for next turn, for sure. Do we have anything we don't have on the right person? Making sure everyone's good. So we've got 3 of our heroes in our party now. And we're going to make good use of them for this upcoming battle. I don't think there's anything else we need to do for right now other than fight. And before I forget, let's recruit. So he's really reducing the number of turns before we get public order bonuses. And once that chaos event stops, which is 3 turns from now, our public order will go down much further. So we're getting minus 3 public order just from the corruption. You'll see there. And in about 5 or so turns, we should be breaking even. And then we may not even have a rebellion in this province at all. Okay, and that was a pretty hefty hit to our income. I mean, that was like 300 or so. That's alright. Okay, so here's a big deal too. So we're going to declare war on these guys, but as Mama always said, if you're good at doing something, don't do it for free. So what we're going to do is, we're going to see who's at war with them, and I discovered last time that the New World colonies are at war with the Blue Vipers.
How about a drink before we get to proceedings?
So if we offer to join their war, that's pretty good. I would love to get military access, but last time they didn't want to give that to me either. And they also, if I remember right, didn't want to give me any money. So, like, they want me to join, but they don't want to give me anything for it. Yeah, nothing at all. So let's just do that. And that's going to put our standing up with them by an additional 10. Who knows if we'll be able to confederate with them at any point. I have no idea. And we could also consider, they might like that. No, they don't care. They don't care at all. They might like it when I beat them. Oh, and nice. So we now have a treaty with the dwarves, and if we can get them to like us enough over time, they'll hopefully reveal Teclis for us, or Kalita, and maybe we can get some trades and things going with them. But for now, let's go ahead and, like I said, without any further ado,
Kill to protect.
Let's beat them up. And look at this, guys. This scary stack. Can't even see it yet, and you know it's terrifying. But look at the enemy. For those of you who've never seen Savage Orcs before, what makes them scary is that they have Frenzy. So as long as they have high leadership, they're fine. And physical resistance, which is going to be amazing versus all of our physical damage, which is all we have. We don't have any mages yet, which is what makes this especially dangerous. We have all these heroes, but no magic. No magic whatsoever. So when I first did this battle, I made, I'm not going to say I made mistakes, but I greatly underestimated how fast they would chew through our swordsmen. I thought my swordsmen would hold for a while. They did not. And we quickly found our archers slightly overwhelmed. We had to do some fancy micro and, you know, able to win, of course, eventually. But in an open field like this, we need to take advantage of the tools that we have. We'll make as solid of a line as possible. Give them a nice wide line to brush up against. We do know that they have cav. We need to be well aware of that. I like hiding my halberds in the forest there. And let's kind of close off this avenue. And then as far as our spearmen go, we'll keep some back here, but we'll almost certainly need to use them to reinforce in the front. Alright, and then our standard archers with their really short range, they are going to go kind of immediately behind our front line. Hunters are going to go behind them. We do have Vanguard deploy, of course, but they have their own archers, and as soon as the orcs get into range, they will be shooting us. And you know, these guys don't have 360 degrees of fire, so it doesn't do them as much good as you might think. Alright, let's put them in a group 6. War Wagon here can be in a group 5. We'll keep Yorick here. And we'll put our Paladin out by himself to fight. And a good little strategy here is, a lot of times the dwarves get obstructed with their line of sight, the engineers. And a strategy is to just let them shoot into blobs that wrap around hero units, and they'll get good penetration that way. His ability, for those who've never seen it, is Entrenchment. And what I like to do basically is use it on a unit that is engaged in melee and isn't going anywhere for a long time, because you'll get that pure 22% physical resistance. So think like the great swords in a fight, give them 22% physical resistance and watch them chew through the enemy and take very minimal casualties. And that's kind of the general idea. You know, let's support here and here. I already know we're going to need it. It's a rough one, guys. It really is. We could probably advance just a little bit further away, give our guys a little bit more room, make sure no skirmishes on that doesn't need to be, like this. Alright. And I think we're good to go. We don't have any arrows of Kurnos or anything like that yet. We don't need to deploy quite that close. They'll be somewhere right here. Alright, guys. Let's get to it. And I don't care if they shoot at us, because we're gonna trade very well. And for those of you who've never seen a Savage Orc before, these guys are ugly. And these are the small ones. Where are the big ones at? Here we go. That's the big ones. And we're taking a little bit of fire, but it's nothing we can't handle. All we really have to do is just keep running backwards. We'll keep shooting. How many kills we're getting. Just a few here and there. Markus isn't landing anything. What the hell, Markus? And the charge bonuses of these things are enormous. Let's shoot at those. Alright, guys. Y'all come back. Let's try not to miss our charges. We don't want these pigs to get up and around us. Alright, alright. Let's give our Paladin that physical resistance. And we missed some charges, but not terribly. Not that big of a deal. As long as our archers are firing, we're happy. Come on. And let's try and wrap up and around here. They're going to look to collapse formations. Let's try our best to shoot into the thickest part of the action. And we'll send our spearmen into the back of that unit. We don't really want to chase with our great swords. Let's turn around.
Markus Wulfhart, ranged weapons ready.
Come on, guys. Let's go. And like I said, let's not overextend.
Sigma calls. Missiles will fly.
We'll pressure them, but I don't think we'll get onto them. We might just end up coming and hitting these big ones in the back. And those are considered their leader here. So if we can rout them quickly, that would be great. Good man, good man. And that's still on quite a long cooldown. Alright, let's get that charge bonus. And we're doing good. We're doing well, I should say. You think my mother never taught me any grammar? Alright, they're trying to get a side charge on us, and they will. Alright, war wagons, you're doing good. Basically just using them like handgunners. Send out the paladin. Alright guys, go get them. We're going to miss our charge defense against all, but they're nearly broken. Let's send her. We don't have our heroes in guard mode because we want them to chase when it's appropriate. Our biggest problem right now is, though, that our units are kind of scattered to the winds and chasing. We need more of them to rout. Just like that. So we have our archers back here, but they're not really supported. We need our greatswords to come back. Okay. This is when we put everything in hot groups, our archers anyway, and we move them forward. We take them out of guard mode, and what that's going to happen is they're going to actively look for their nearest targets, and they're going to chase them, which is what we want. And we especially want to do that with healthy infantry. Our greatswords took a beating here, but they still have a lot of their number left. And we certainly want to be using our war wagons as well. Let's get them over here. So this fight went well for us. It's nearly over. They're basically done for. They just, you know, their archers are just a little bit too healthy with just a little bit too much ammo. And when they turn and fight, they're going to do well in combat. And here we go. We're getting the army losses stuff in our favor. I'm glad, because these two would have smashed these swordsmen. Chase the men of the Empire. And this is a garrison, so we don't need to chase anything down. We're done. So tough, right? So imagine fighting 26 of these bad boys with a lord and everything. It was horrible, guys. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this place. We're going to try and build up a garrison, and then I think what I'm going to do is we're going to make use of our ambush stance. Either we'll get like a pure ambush with just this army, or we'll ambush right next to our garrison. And I'm not sure if ambushing next to a garrison pulls in our garrison to help us, but it wouldn't hurt. Alright, let's occupy. And our hostility level has increased. So now next time we fight them, they're going to have 5 more leadership and 10% more weapon strength, which is awful. Income from trade, 6%. I'll take that. Nice little boon there for him. A coachman. Alright, what do we want? Well, we still are trying to get Lightning Strike. Let's just get Fervent, a little bit of Untainted. Doesn't really matter. But now we're going to sit and relax. And recover. We now own 2 parts of this, but the problem is that this force here is quite strong. We can't beat them on... Well, we can barely beat them on open field.
Is that where heretics lurk?
Oh man, he ran the wrong way.
No, sir.
Alright, it's going to take forever for him to get back.
Moving off.
That's okay though. We'll get him in our army as soon as possible. But in the meantime, let's see if that did help them to like us. No, they actually don't care that we're beating up those guys. They might not have even met them, I suppose. But how do you feel, New World colonies? Alright, so we get +3 for military actions against them.
I've got
And now the timer is down to 13. So once we roll this, we're going to get increased income from our ports. But then we're going to go down to Imperial Reinforcements, which I believe takes 7 turns to get. And then we're going to call that good.
Markus Wulfhart.
Alright, as long as we don't lose any of our best units, I think we're fine. We just need to regen up quite a bit. And we could do some hit and run tactics. I mean, we haven't sunk any gold into this building, into this this settlement yet. We do, of course, want to level up Tlaxcalan. That's the capital. But we could go to one of their other areas. Okay, so these guys are probably about to die. That's the only reason I can think of that they would want any kind of treaty with me. And I'm not attacking them anytime soon. And if they get wiped out on their own, like, whatever. We can still raid them without breaking the treaty, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so seaborne logistics has been done. And now we're going to get Imperial Reinforcements, which reads, if you've got a problem and no one else can help, call the Empire's best to settle the issue once and for all. So looking forward to, I don't know, maybe we'll get some steam tanks or something. That would be sweet. How many more turns? 2 more turns there. 4 more turns on migration. That's going to last forever, probably. Yeah, and we'll just sit here. We'll at least sit here for 1 more turn. We could use some of our gold just to do random military actions against people.
Not likely. On march.
Like maybe we do something to the Cavern of Mlexigar or something. Man, this might be the last province or something of the, let's check in the diplomacy. I think it'll tell us, yeah. Nakai's about to lose his last vessel city.
Show me the accused.
Man, he's getting smashed. What a punk. what a stupid punk. Okay. 1 more turn of chilling. You gotta love these turn times, guys. So much better. We could also consider bringing this group down here. But I think if we take him out of there, we're just going to have serious public order. So we could recruit, I don't know, like 6 or so units. Just to give ourselves some cheap spearmen or something to throw into the front line to take the initial charge. But right now I'm basically paying like 250, 300 gold a turn just to have him stabilize this area. Alright, and we picked up some levels. So, Yorick here is amazing. I've seen lots of threads about him on Reddit. His ability, and Kalara's as well, to enhance the strength of our missile units is unbelievable. So, reload time reduction plus 8% for all missile units. We're going to take that over increased mobility, but increased mobility is high on my list of things to do. But look at the ammunition increase. Missile damage increase for the entire army. When you get further down, he gives these bonuses. More reload skill and accuracy. What else does he give? Reload time reduction. That's not the big one. Range. So plus like on a hunter or a huntsman rather, that would be like, it'd put them maybe at around like 173, something like that. And then of course he also has resourceful, which is amazing if we can finally start getting some trade. But for now, let's do this. Anything that affects our ability to battle is what we need to unlock. And then Kalara here has some pretty sweet things to unlock as well. But we're going to start with Arrow of Kurnos, because this will add 50, 60 kills to her body count in every single battle. It's like having an entire other unit is how much value you get from that one skill. And I'm cool with that. And we'll sit here for 1 more turn. We're getting positive public order. We're regenerating quite a bit. And then I think we're going to go into ambush stance and see if we can't trick him into coming and attacking us. Anything else to do in the meantime? I don't think so. I would love to get some supplies, but that's not going to happen.
Ready?
Let's see what it would cost to do something here. It would cost a lot. The price isn't the big deal. It's the
Seek out the heretics.
It's the fact that if we did something here, it would stop us. And we would basically waste like an entire turn's worth of movement. Now, if we could reach these guys, I would do something to them right now. I just don't want to wound him. Yeah, we can't do it. We're not quite close enough, even though it looks like maybe we are. Once you zoom in, we're not close enough. But that's an easy way to get experience on your heroes.
It shall be done.
Alright, let's roll another turn by. So I was very aggressive when I was playing earlier. And I was, like, 2 turns ago, I was attacking the city. Can't do it, guys. They're just too strong. They just melt your front line. Once you give them that hostility level with all that extra leadership, they feel unbreakable as well. They just keep coming back. And earlier when I was picking up my daughter from school, I was sitting in the truck for a minute and looking at Reddit. And it showed, yeah, Faction Destroy. We managed to make 300 gold off of them. And then they're gone. So, gotta look out for those little opportunities. But I was looking at Reddit, and there was a whole Reddit thread about attacking the Blue Vipers. And we didn't have to do this, guys. I just want this territory pretty bad. And I'm willing to fight these dudes over it. I value getting armor on him. He's never going to be mounted. So something like fleet-footed wouldn't really be all that bad. But I'm going to value defensive traits over offensive. But if we take all of these, and we will at some point once he's super high leveled, he'll be able to fight lords no problem. Deadly Onslaught, Foe Seeker, Wound Maker. I mean, these are all great. He'll have Lord level, Foot Lord level stats at some point.
Markus Wulfhart.
Okay, we don't want to sit here all day. So let us step out.
Wulfhart.
Step out maybe a little bit more. And then go into ambush stance. Something we could do is go into encampment stance and try and give ourselves some bonuses, and I think they would still attack us. And that would give our whole army 5 melee defense and 5 leadership, but I still don't know if that's enough to beat them. We could raid their territory, but that would make us winded in battle. So there's a lot to think about here. Right now, I want them to come to us, and I definitely want to have eyes on them. I want to make sure they're not like going this way to attack Tlaxlan, which is about to be a level 2 settlement, so we can put a garrison in there. And we're also going to demolish this weaving house, which is going to lower our income a little bit. That's okay. Because we're going to put a wall in here. Basic walls. Give ourselves 8 more units to our garrison. And stronger towers. More leadership. All kinds of stuff. But we're also going to put in a tap room. I think this campaign could easily get derailed by public order issues. So that's one of my big concerns. And then, man, I want wizards so bad. Like if we go to, that's the Scorpion Coast, the Creeping Jungle. Yeah, let's go to the temple here. Once we're at tier 3, like do we even bother to pay for the Imperial Harbor, the barracks? How we build this out is going to be pretty important. I would love to get a gunsmith, because I would like to have access to war wagons and especially mortars. I would also love, you know, warrior priests. I think they would be great. And if we're going to have lots and lots of archer lines, then flagellants are a really good front line for that. But I mean, nothing truly beats a great sword. That's for sure. And we're going to need a blacksmith to make great sword units. So we need a lot of space in here. Honestly, I wish I could sell the port. The port is kind of garbage. But not having wizards for this campaign has been rough. And we're not likely to get any soon anyway. Yeah, we've got choices to make. Big choices. And I think what we're going to end up doing is just probably building a blacksmith instead of the walls. Depending on how low we can get our public order. And then at least we'll be able to build our own great swords. Or maybe the walls are the right call. It's hard to say, guys. It really is. But for now, we're still replenishing.
So
we could search the ruins here. Let's see what happens. That's a mechanic we haven't done yet. It's probably just rats.
Tools of judgment ready.
No, it's a puzzle. Oh my god, these are so hard. Okay. So, throughout the world, the Old Ones left vast troves of power for use by their most trusted servants. To prevent such power falling into the wrong hands, they placed wards and cryptographic locks over them. As millennia have passed, these wards have weakened, but the arcane locks remain. To access the treasure, solve the puzzle. Solitude is always desired. So, I kind of always get these wrong. I get like the premise behind them, and I think I'm like decent at solving puzzles, and I usually understand the premise, but I've never looked up the answers for these things. I don't know what they are. And when I think of like solitude is always the answer, so like, or solitude is always desired, my first thought is, okay, so there's two things here. There's color and there's shapes. And when I look at the colors and the shapes, we've got blue, red, yellow, purple, and this is my thought process. I could be totally wrong, but bear with me for a second while I explain it. And this is where I know I'm kind of wrong. So I'm thinking that my answer here needs to be something that's unique in both color and shape. And or not touching something of a similar color or a similar shape. So let's say I take this one here. It's its own shape, and it's not touching a blue in either direction. And then I've got a red here. This one is touching another red, so I'm like, that doesn't make sense. This is a purple. It's like surrounded on multiple sides. I don't know. See, this is where my criteria starts to fall apart. And this is a yellow arrow. And it's touching, you know, nothing yellow, nothing an arrow. So I really don't know, guys. I don't know what the answer is. So for me, it would just be a guess. And hopefully nothing bad happens. But really what happens is you just don't get the treasure. And I honestly wish I knew the secret to this, but I don't want to just, like, cheat. Feel free to let me know in the comment sections, you know, what you guys think the answer is. But, like, yeah, it's pretty annoying. All right, do we do eeny, meeny, miny, mo? Is that what we do? All right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm not doing that, guys. Okay, whatever. Puzzle fail. Alright. Yeah, I didn't know what it was. Total guess. My gut told me to go with the first one, but I don't think that's right either. My idea for what the criteria should be is probably flawed in some way. And I think most of the time those puzzles are based on some other type of puzzle. Like, there's one that I got right last time, and it's basically like Sudoku. And I sat down for a second and figured it out. And maybe it was simpler than I thought. You know, maybe it was just like a shape thing. Or a color thing. Okay, they went into the underway.
I'm no statesman, though I do have the authority to discuss matters of the state.
Okay, Gentleman Jenkins. They've declared war on us. No. How strong are they?
The Empire have authority here.
Ensure that one of the following buildings have been constructed. Coastal town, we have built that. Ensure that one of the following buildings have been constructed. Tavern or barracks. Alright, and we got strict. So let's give that to him. Okay, we can't. We got to give it to a hero, I guess. So where is that guy? I think there's a trick in diplomacy where you can... That's not him. Okay, these guys aren't in the diplomacy menu. They're somewhere up here. I don't know why they would declare war on us, but not be nearby. So the enemy is in the underway.
The best.
Which kind of favors us. It does kind of favors us because it puts all of the enemy directly in front of us. And just like that, guys, we're indigent. So.
The nation calls.
Let's move forward and see if we can get a line of sight on his army. No, we can't.
My order agrees.
I think he's coming to get us. I think he's like right here. And if we step forward, he's going to attack us. Very interesting. So we haven't discovered him yet. They want us to build a tavern or a barracks. Barracks is being built right now. Maybe he crossed over to Slaxlon, which would suck because we got 3 more turns until we get a solid garrison in there.
My arrow flies true. Agreed.
Let's step forward a little bit. Maybe we'll discover him.
Mobilize.
I just want to make sure that next turn I'll be within striking range of this city.
Comrades.
But I want to make sure also that we'll be reinforced.
Pitch camp.
Should the need arise. So we're going to go back into ambush stance. And let's go ahead and pass the turn one more time. It's a scary game we're playing. Alright, now at least we're not getting any additional corruption. And we are reducing it every turn. So that'll help our public order. Yeah, he is attacking Tlaxlon. So he's going to have to besiege it at least. And that'll let us...
Silver hammer, yes.
Leadership to all armies. We can't afford this. So under Morslib's glare, your warriors range deep into hostile lands, but all is not well. There are dark omens abroad, as if the shadow of some horned god was watching from the evil moon above. The army is fettered by Morslib's glare. So it would be nice for us to have that kind of additional leadership. But I don't see that being super necessary here. What we're going to do instead is... Alright, accusation is great. We're going to take this place. He's going to go to besiege this.
Hunt them down.
And then we're going to swoop in and try and relieve our beleaguered comrades. And I think the reason he went out to do that... And we're going to auto-resolve this. Let me quick save just to make sure we don't lose our war wagons or something. Okay, that's pretty fair.
Vanquished. The Emperor
now we have this province. And we complete our mission. So another 500 for us. And our hostility has increased, so they're even stronger now than they were before, which is the great danger. But they have nowhere to go. Mission issued. Issued a commandment across one province. Okay, I know all about that. And we also got the Griffin banner. That's pretty cool. We are going to give that to Roderick, so that way when he fights in the pit, he's lowering leadership around him. It'll almost be like as if he causes fear or something like that. Oh, wow. Look at all the stuff we got. Income from trade, income from trade. Jesus. What an overload of followers. That's crazy. And our level here, we're going to get irrepressible. So casualty replenishment rate for lords. Wound recovery time, it's not good. It doesn't get me excited. It's not a great thing. Let's increase our mobility. That way we can chase down anybody we need to. And here... These all just increase our own strength. We can get the Eye of Kurnos, which I think is what we're going to get. And whenever she stands in and amongst our huntsmen, for instance, she will buff them. Wow, I like this. We're going to sell off the tap room. We don't need it. Let's issue a command here. We're going to go for more growth. And we can actually level up Kotek here. And once again, we're broke. Broke is a joke. Do they have another full army? They do not, but they do own this other province, or this other area here. They don't have the floating pyramid yet. Come on, guys. I need y'all to get in the game.
No.
Nope. They're not interested in getting in this game. But finally, we can get these guys into our retinue. So let's get rid of this unit of spearmen here.
Captain of Scouts.
I trust no man.
My arrow
Let's have him
flies
join our
true.
group. Okay. What else did we get? We got so much stuff, it was unbelievable.
Traitors always get found out in the end.
Of course, we don't need to cycle that way. We can do it this way. Alright, guys. This is another sketchy turn. I doubt they have any way to... They don't have siege attackers, so if they're attacking us, they're going to have to actually perform a siege. And I wish they weren't doing that, because I would love to come over here to this mysterious island and maybe do some sort of pirate battle.
Markus Wulfhart.
That would be pretty cool. But in lieu of that, we're going to keep on rolling. So, only 6 turns until we get our supplies. And only 3 turns until our current research is done. I'm looking forward. We're going to really need these new units to be a game changer to make this investment pay off. And I think they will be. I mean, they gave us great swords and halberdiers at the lowest level. And if we can attack these dudes with the benefit of these bonus 8 units... Alright, we'll see who is the fool. Foolish vainglory. They say you revel in victory. They say you spend more time erecting monuments to battles past than managing the realm. They say you are a fool. So we could either get recruitment costs down by 25%, which is huge, if we were trying to recruit another army, which we're kind of not. Or we could take the leadership bonus, which is what we're going to take. Another 500 gold for us here. And what do we get? So Elector pledges aid. An Elector Count has contacted you anonymously to lend his support to the expedition. He has made arrangements for you to receive additional aid from home, funded by his state. So we got an antagonist. Nice. And another 1,000 gold. Let's make sure that antagonist is equipped. And hopefully we get some more stuff. So we need timber production for our next tier of quest.
Wulfhart.
Okay, this is where it gets sketchy. They have the underway. They were able to jump over this river, but we can't do that. And if we go ahead and try and reinforce Talaxlon, this army here may very well come and hit us from behind. So we're in an awkward situation, like we really are.
Increase the pace.
So we're going to move here.
Markus Wulfhart.
We made a dangerous enemy here. What we could do is see about trying to make a peace treaty, which is usually very difficult once they're already besieging you. It would be very worth it. I would give him every bit of gold I have right now if he would back off, because it would allow us to stabilize an entirely new province. He could come back here and attack us now, but if we didn't go into forced march stance, there's no way we'd be able to reach him in time next turn. We still might not be able to. Our garrison here is pretty good, actually. Just a lot of footmen that we could use, state troops, with a couple extra crossbowmen. And that would really tip the battles in our favor for this upcoming fight. And we need it, because fighting unbreakable savage orcs is rough. 5 more turns, 2 here.
Praise be to Sigma.
And any unit that we don't want in this army, depending on what we get in the next shipment, we'll pass on to Alberus. We're not going to dismiss them, we'll just give them to Alberus so that he can make good use of them. And there is something to be said for maybe we should just let this place go. And just hold on to these and let him destroy this place. And, then we just sweep in, because there's really nothing much here. And we just try and reinforce this area that we're building, because in 2 turns we'll have a garrison here that can defend itself from a small stack. Actually, this guy's already making a 15 stack. This is becoming quite dangerous, y'all. Let's roll. What I'm worried is that he's either going to turn and attack us this turn. He might be able to reach us, maybe not though. Or that he has in 1 turn made a battering ram, and that he's going to be able to get into the siege this turn, which is premature. we could, you know, cause him some damage, but it wouldn't be much. And yeah, look what he's doing. He's backed away from the city because he knows that if we attack him from behind, we will get him. Alright, and we get 500 here from Men of Honor. And now we need to recruit one hero. So the facilities have been completed. Now the heroes await your command. Recruit them, Hunts Marshal. And I'm sure this other one now is raiding us.
Here to serve.
And we can get a captain. Wow, look at this. Another Regal.
The nation calls.
Let's do it. 500 gold. It's going to fight into our income quite a bit. But look at our public order now. We've managed to stabilize right before potential ruin. We'll leave that alone for now.
Champion of the faith.
And we can recruit a pretty decent force if we wanted to.
Hunts Marshal.
Agreed.
But they are currently in forced march stance. We can't reach them, though. We can't reach them. Man, I would love to come in here and do this and then move out here. This is when I, like, get really aggravated by certain campaigns, is when I'm playing, like, Catch the Guy. We just can't quite reach.
Fearless. Hunts Marshal.
Gather supplies.
So let's just get into our area.
Fall in.
We can see his entire army now.
Markus Wulfhart.
You know what, we'll step right outside.
On the trail.
And it might give us an edge to catch him next turn or force him to run in some weird opposite direction. We lose out on a little bit of public order. But I would love for him to attack me here. I don't think it's going to happen, though. And even if we crush this army, we've still got another one that's coming down on our west.
France would sooner have me kill you, I think.
Alright. They've declared war on us. But they've got their hands full. I don't know what they can really realistically do. But they have performed the Rite of Awakening. Come on, Blue Viper, do something stupid. I need them to mess up. Our movement range is not far enough yet that we can do whatever we want. And yeah, they attacked us from this side. An underway interception. Wow. Okay. So here's the thing.
Your deaths
This balance
shall
of
be
power
warning.
is so huge that auto-resolve might actually do better than we can. Because what we would do, basically, I think we're going to fight it, guys, just for fun.
Let's get this done.
But this is what we needed. We have to fight them in the underway. If you lose in the underway, you just die. So we'll take up a good position. We have nothing but a single front line that we need to protect to have our archers be at maximum efficiency. We'll have perfect line of sight because of this terrain.
Halberdiers. Yes,
Gotta
General.
love it. So, okay.
Halberdiers.
Do something like
Great
this.
swords.
We don't
Awaiting
need to
orders.
keep a backline reserve unit or anything like that. Just make as wide of a front line as we possibly can, and then we'll spread them out even wider once we have that available. And then
Conditions
now,
acceptable. Yes, General.
we'll do something like this.
We are Sigmar's heirs.
Very basic. Even though they have different ranges, we'll keep them like that. We don't need them to be quite so close to the front line. That's much better.
Stay close.
We have amazing Vanguard deployments, but they have they have cav. We don't really want to mess with that too much. Step back here.
Outriders.
We'll use these dudes as always, like that.
We are Sigmar's heirs.
I am looking forward to seeing him in battle for the first time. So Hertwig, Look at our crew. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So, Roderick, you go in the front. Let's put Hertwig out to the side. Let's do something like this. Let's do group number 4. Put him here. I'm trying to imagine where the battle will be in the future. And I just want to make sure everyone has a line of sight. I want Roderick to take the brunt of any charge. And we're going to lock them. And lock them. None of that. None of that. Put them together in group 5. And that should be good. Alright, let's get rid of those unit cards. Don't need them. And let's advance. I want this hill. I want to be able to make use of it as much as possible. I want them to have to fight uphill. And I want my archers to have like a superb firing position. Let's get our war wagon up here.
The Empire endures.
And if I can move even further than this, I will. But I don't have a ton of faith that I'm going to be able to get, you know, the exact positioning that I want.
Homing in. Swiftly.
But check out this map. For those of you who've never seen an underway battle map, we're basically fighting in the ancient ruins of the dwarves before the Great Catastrophe. Before the Slann decided that continents needed to be moved like 2 inches to the left and like destroyed their entire civilization. And here's the big orc war boss himself, Griebit's Bootlicker. And this is perfect for us. So our front line is secure. Our archers are in position.
Markus Wulfhart.
Let's get her a little bit closer.
Go! For Heldenhammer. Moving now.
Because she does buff these units. See that like white sparkle going off? So she's giving that, what's it called again? The Eye of Kurnos. So she's increasing missile damage. We also want to keep Markus near her as well. Let's just shoot, guys. Come on. And as they blob up, we'll use our arrows of Kurnos.
As you say.
Yes, laddie.
Get them, guys. Get them. See how much damage it does. Beautiful. And she gets 42. Maybe not 42 kills from that one thing, but like pretty damn close.
Sigma calls. Yes, sir. Quickly.
And we're going to accuse this guy as soon as he comes within range.
On my command.
We can move up a little bit. Shoot, homie.
Paladin of Britannia.
By Ulrich's wrath.
Get some of our charges. Shoot around that way.
Take aim.
And they are blobbing up heavily. So we're going to lock
Show us the foe.
formation as we've already done. And then just fire. And this will make sure that everyone in the group is now shooting.
End them.
Just shoot at whatever we can.
Fire. No lingering. Missiles will fly.
Everything's good. Still have 26 seconds on that. Let's use Yorick's buff on probably the great swords.
Attack.
Come on, buddy. Just shoot. He looks like he has a line of sight. Engineers shoot so slowly, it's painful. And then when they miss, they just get so little value. So our front line has succumbed.
Markus Wulfhart.
Let's just get Markus on there. Pull back.
Fire, fire.
Attack.
Order of Athelore.
Arrow Kurnos is back online. Let's shoot it there. And Markus is not made for
Markus Wulfhart.
frontline combat, but he might be able to put a dent in this warlord.
Protector of the forest.
Come on, I need you to shoot that.
Fire. Sigma calls.
Come on, y'all. Good targets. Let's go.
Quick march.
Let's just pile in there from the back.
Soldiers
And we're just taking shots on our halberds. That's a mistake.
Shoot them! Fire! Take aim!
You got some more kills. Looks like she got about 30 more kills, probably. Not bad.
Fire! Yes, my
We've got all these juicy targets.
General! For the twin-tailed comet! Manultane, we're ready! Attack the orcs!
And Roderick is chasing off a big group.
Yes, General! At speed! Get them!
Alright, let's acquisition him. He's dead. Like 100%. But Marcus nearly died in that exchange also. But what we do have is excellent wound recovery time and casualty replenishment rate for lords. So in like a turn or two, he'll be back to normal. Or close enough that it doesn't really matter. Man, what a crappy fight. That was my bad. I mean, Marcus almost died there. A little bit sloppy for me. He is really not meant to fight in melee, and orc war bosses do hit hard. I need to respect that a little bit more. But yeah, I think if we had auto-resolved this, we might have gotten a slightly more favorable result. But this is a big fight. It's the underway. I wanted to show you guys. A little bit sloppy near the end there. But Marcus is, of course, going to be okay.
You live.
And we're going to take the gold.
The Emperor grants this
And a
pardon.
potion of strength. Okay.
I've no time for
That would have been
human
useful
fighting.
last time. We'll probably give that to Roderick as well.
I am.
Eventually we're going to use him just to like solo 1v1 bad guys. And these are the dudes we're at war with for no reason. Search any ruined settlement. I just did that and failed. Alright, we're going to be doing that soon anyway. And they had to destroy it. Come on, guys. So the Amber Bow. This is our quest being issued. Markus Wulfhart's chosen path is one of hardship and protection. He fights the difficult battles so that the people of the Empire might know safety and peace. Right now, however, this peace has been disturbed by a series of incursions against a group of new colonies along the coasts of the New World. Marcus is used to leading men. His team of scouts is few in number and quick to respond to threats, whereas leading an army takes a great deal of effort, and time is always lost making the logistical arrangements necessary for moving a large host of men. Regretfully, he knows lives may be lost due to the time it will take to come to the pioneers' aid. Our settlement was raised, and we finished. Thankfully, we finished Imperial reinforcements before this is done. I wanted to get this in today's episode, and I'm hoping to do it. And he gained a trait, so severe. That's what we need, buddy. Wins a magic power reserve. We didn't need that. Scribe is awesome, though. So even more campaign movement.
Vengeance!
We'll take that. Yeah, that's fine. And any ones that we have that are extra, we'll give to our other lord, for sure. Marcus, let's level you, buddy. Finally, I think we'll hold off on Lightning Strike in exchange for Quartermaster. We're not fighting two armies at once quite yet.
The rumors say that this one is rotten.
Let's get training level 2.
No greater master.
But look at his casualty replenishment. I mean, it's even after taking the gold like we
On
did.
the trail.
And to prevent them from coming in here and like destroying this turn somehow, we're just going to sit in here and get ourselves even bigger replenishment. Alright. And we're safer, of course. We have a bit of a garrison here that will be finished this turn. So all in all, we're coming out ahead, I do believe.
Direct me. Weapon practice.
Alright. And we picked up another agent. That's
Traitors
crazy.
always get found out in the end.
Alright. So, I mean, we could upgrade this. The difference is basically you trade your crossbowmen for a mortar and what else? A halberdier, kind of. Basically what you're getting. And you're also, of course, getting cannonball projectiles, which is good. But we're not going to waste any gold on that, that's for sure. Would love to get to Coastal City, though. And now that we have this, I think we need to get grain silos. There's so many different things that would be good for us to have right now. And we also have to kind of be worried about Gentleman Jenkins, who declared war on us for no reason. Until this is, you know, the next level, which we can probably upgrade next turn, this area is going to be not so safe. We may, in fact, want to move over there. Which we can do. Give ourselves a bit better of a chance to defend. And then if he comes next turn, I guess we'll recruit. We'll have to recruit something or else we'll be in dire straits. But alright. This is our next target. Some savage orcs. And is there anything else we want to do? Dwarves, our newfound buddies. Nope. Exoatl, man, what are you getting so upset for? We might be able to make peace with them.
The Menor Scouts are wily negotiators, so don't you try and... Not possible!
Alright. They don't just want to give us money. Clan Fester.
You want demand from us.
Nope. Alright, just checking. I didn't actually want that, but I figured I wasn't going to get it anyway. Alright, it's in the turn. Our next few turns are going to be pretty crucial as to how this campaign goes.
The expedition will hear you.
Alright, talk to me, oh, no. Okay, Luther. Luther Harkin has declared war on us. That's a bad thing. Everything's jumping off here, guys. This is no bueno. I was really just hoping to stabilize this area, but I think we're going to have to do a full exterminatus on these damnable orcs. Spirit of the Jungle has been destroyed. That's so sad. He's our primary enemy, or he was supposed to be, in this campaign.
Markus Wulfhart, loyal or not, they'd better fight.
Okay, let's give ourselves some missile damage.
Traitors always get found out in the end.
A pretty nice series of buffs. That would make her a really decent melee fighter. Not really how we want to use her, though. Give her sword player for now.
Time will tell on this one.
And here... Scavenge is... Yeah, income from post-battle loot. Yeah, we want that. Okay, this is now a defensible position. What we have here, though, is a bit worrisome, and I think we're going to build grazing pastures. We're going to upgrade that.
Praise be to Sigma.
And we're going to give ourselves some extra units here. And I think what we're going to go with are... See, what does our garrison look like again? I mean, plenty of crossbowmen. Let's actually go something like this. Something to that effect.
Sink or swim.
And we will also get Route Marcher. Okay. So,
What orders?
I'm a little bit worried that they're going to come and attack us right now. And every unit that we have extra is one more unit to help us defend. I don't know what's in his army. I know he's got kind of a set script that he follows.
Agreed.
But I don't know what it is. And what I kind of want to do now is scout this area. I would really love to know where that Blue Viper guy is. So we're going to move out and encamp. Try and get some regen here. 2 turns, y'all. That's all we need, and then we'll have, hopefully, a really powerful army. Instead of, you know, mass archers and swordsmen. Okay, anything else worth taking care of? I don't believe so. We need to move down here. We could do that.
Okay.
And just finish up this quest. We could also search the ruins.
Seek, destroy.
That would take care of 2 quests in one. So let's search the ruins. Boom. So we moved a character there, and now we search the ruins. So hopefully I do better with this puzzle than the last one. Give me a second to think. So, to access the old one's treasure, solve the puzzle. A die has 6 faces. May the fates keep them rolling high. Especially if you're making a ward save. Damn, I don't know what that means. I mean, this is definitely alluding to the tabletop game. May the fates keep them rolling high. Did I do it? I don't know. Well, I accomplished that. That's cool. Puzzle failed. I don't know, guys. I picked that one because it looked like there were two of them facing up. That was my best bet.
No greater
Forgive me for not knowing
monster.
those off the top of my head. I certainly do not.
A trusty comrade for now.
We now have Builder here on Albris. That's cool. We had a lot of things happen. Puzzle failed. Mission successful. Mission successful. So we picked up 3,000 gold from that. Kind of amazing. These ports suck so bad I don't want to upgrade them like at all. It takes forever to get your money back.
Markus Wulfhart.
And now we're sadly a little bit stranded. I think we could beat this army if they attack us though. Now we're just kind of like, show me what you got. Oh, they confederated? These guys are to our east and we're at war with Hexoatl. That is bad. They're here, I think. Yeah, so now we have Hexoatl to our east. We need to make peace with somebody. It's either going to be them or it's going to be the Vipers. Okay, we don't need this. Let's get growth.
Fall in.
Alright, now we have raids against the Empire. A beastman horde has been rampaging across the Empire states, attacking villages and mercilessly slaughtering innocent inhabitants. Such events are not necessarily unusual, but you also found out that those lucky enough to survive the raids had heard its leading Gorbul say that he is searching for you, the Hunts Marshal, and even grunting in quasi-understandable Reichspiel to interrogate his unfortunate victims as to your whereabouts. Huh. Though the beastmen generally need very little reason to spill the blood of men, it is entirely possible that at some point in your past you had slain one of the Gorbul's kin, who is seeking revenge against you. So obviously diverting funds. This is fine. Send relief funds. And we will head back to the Temple of Kara. And I think what we're going to do is figure out about this mysterious island. I think he's going to sail right past me to go towards the Temple of Kalinkin, but look how strong the garrison is. He can't take that. I can hold a siege pretty easily versus that type of enemy. Livestock pens are really cheap. But see, our income is now going down. It's going to go way down in a bit here
On the hunt.
once we are able to recruit those units.
Sigmarite Archlector.
And I really don't want to build any more than that. Okay, we're good. Let's see if we can make a treaty. Normally they don't mind making a treaty after you destroy one of their stacks. But that is not to be our fate here. And Hexoatl no doubt hates the hell out of us. We're in a tough spot, guys. We're not of course out. We're about to get a huge power spike in our favor. Clan Fester has been destroyed. So they were like our little buddies, like I said. We made some gold off of them and then they were destroyed. That's fine. I think that was a smart move on our part. We used them as a bit of a buffer down there. And that's all we needed from them. Alright guys, Imperial supplies are ready. So the lords and nobles of the home states are mightily impressed by your advancement of the Imperial cause overseas. They are therefore helping to fund the training of better quality troops to dispatch to the expedition. The 4 main divisions of the Empire's military each has a package ready. Choose whose shipment you would like to receive. So these are advanced groups. So we can get 3 halberdiers, 3 huntsmen, 1 greatsword. This would be, once again, great. This would replace our entire front line. and replace all of our crummy archers. 2 Reichsguard and a group of Demigryph Knights? We're missing some heavy metal cav, guys. A Hellstorm rocket battery, a great cannon, and 2 Outriders with grenade launchers. And a steam wagon and 2 war wagons with mortars. Or a steam tank. Oh my god. I've wanted a steam tank since I first started this campaign. These are all great. We could take... Since we should be getting double, if I understand this correctly, we could have double steam tank. I don't think we need 2 war wagons with mortars, or 4 of them rather. But I would love to have 2 steam tanks in Marcus's group. Smart money, guys, this is what you should do. If I was playing this to be real smart and just trying to win here, considering the enemies that we're going to be fighting, I would just go double knightly orders and get us 4 Reichsguard and 2 Demigryph Knights, assuming that these stay the same. And then our cav contingent would be unbelievable. Or at the very least, Imperial regiments, replace all of our archers and crummy swordsmen. But a steam tank, though. Plus our first artillery. But without a front line, it's so hard to babysit these types of units. I want the steam tank, but I don't want the war wagons. I'm going to take the knightly orders. I think if we're trying to win, that's what we need to do. Oh, so this is how it works. We didn't get an additional choice. We just got some extra stuff that came with it. So we got handgunners and halberdiers. Okay, well, now I know, I guess. The halberdiers are great. But the handgunners not so much. And we only got 1 halberdier. We're going to put that Demigryph Knight right in this party. Damn, only 1 halberdier. Handgunners are cool and all, but like, line of sight. And upkeep. Shucks. I mean, those are free units down the line, but for right now, we don't need them. I'll take that halberdier right away. So what we can do is combine. Let's get rid of this spearman group here.
Fearless. My arrow flies true.
Let's come down here.
Only the dedicated.
Put ourselves in an encampment stance. And we don't want to recruit them this turn because, I mean, let's say we recruit them, that's like 1,000 gold right off the bat that we would lose. Obviously, guys, handgunners are better than archers all day long. But against the enemies we're fighting, archers and huntsmen are probably better versus savage orcs. Just from sheer volume of fire. We're good there. Let's upgrade Flaxlan. We want this to be as strong as possible. We don't want anyone to feel like they can walk into here and take that from us. Because eventually we're going to have to conquer this area as well. But guys, man, we've done so much today. I think our next step is to try and eradicate the Blue Vipers before they start wahing on us. Yeah, I think we're going to also get rid of these swordsmen too. Or one of these archers. My original plan was to come and pick those units up with Albras or Aldebras so that they wouldn't really go to waste.
Ragtaggers.
Yeah, we need to get rid of 1 more.
Markus Wulfhart.
And now we'll pick up these 4 on the next turn. So, we have a decent front line. Handgunners are there if we want it. We get some Demigryph Knights, which I can't wait to use. But man, I wanted a steam tank. Maybe we'll get the Emperor's Wrath sometime soon. That would be awesome. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I have no idea how long I've been recording, but it's been fun. If you would like to subscribe, I'd appreciate that. If you haven't checked out my Discord, it's a pretty lively place. There are lots of people there who love to play Total War games, and feel free to join that as well. But I'm gonna sign off, guys. I'm gonna go hang out with my kids, check on my son, make sure he's feeling good, and as always, guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care, y'all.